What's up, Martian? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I'm gonna see how much flow we get. It's been kind of slow the last couple hours here. Been kind of slow, so we'll see how much we get. Wanted to do the live until close, but if we kind of get a little bored, might not be holding too much. But I'll have look at these Google calls that kind of came in here. Probably buys here. I just don't like how much flow's already here. But yeah, if you got any flow or anything you want me to pop out, I'm kind of just sitting here watching some flow, taking questions if you have anything. You know how we do these every week. These MGMs, yeah, a lot of this flow is going to be earnings flow too, so like already not going to look at that just because it's not even a weekly that covers that, but PayPal, and PayPal has earnings on Wednesday, but we can take a peek at the flow if you want. Let me pull it up here. See what we get here. Simulation, what's up? Alright, PayPal. Well, maybe if I can spell it correctly, it would be a little better. Let's see. Yeah, can already tell you it's one big, ugly, multi-leg thing here as we head into earnings. Yeah, you got them running straddles into earnings there. Kind of drill down a little bit more for you and see if I can find anything. Yeah, I mean this is the definition of mixed. I mean there's that straddle on there, but it's kind of about it for PayPal. And Nike, let's do Nike. I know we had these Nike calls earlier in the week here on, was that Tuesday? Kind of just look at these quick too. That was our entry there, 58. They actually hit 97 there, but let's see what else they have. If anything new came in, I probably should have kept that other list open. Yeah, let me take a peek here for you. Let's see, Nike. Bump that premium up a little bit. Let's take a peek. Looking kind of mixed here again. Some ask side puts here. Yeah, I almost want to lean this bear. Well, then we have that call here. I'm looking here. I mean, you have that 21-day out call, the put on the 58. Yeah. If we didn't have one of those two, I'd probably lean one way or another. I'm trying to see those kind of coming in all about the same time on that 58 call there. That's kind of interesting there, that 58 call. 309K. You might have some bullish flow here on the 5/16/58s, and you're not too far out of the money, so let's look at the flow. Gonna be a little harder to tell there. This isn't really coming in as an alert. This is just off my main list. But yeah, I mean, you got that bullish flow there on the 5/16/58s. That kind of looks good. I want to look at this put, though. And you got about 300K on that, too. Wouldn't surprise me if they're somewhat related. What time did these come in? 13. A little bit after, 10 minutes or so after that. Hard to know, but then the 5/9/58 puts, yeah. Not wondering. I mean, obviously we can't tell 100%, but Not wondering if they're somewhat related. And you got a lot of that put volume up there. Coming into how do we look for net premiums the last? Kind of flat, not too much. Had that call premium going into close too yesterday. That's interesting. I'd almost it wouldn't scare me to maybe take some long calls here on that 21 on that 516.58. I mean, there's a good chunk on there. I like. Oops, sorry. Let's see. Come back here. I like how that net call premium pretty much spiked yesterday too into close, but we didn't really see any movement up today. I do want to look at one more thing for you on here. I'm going to look at your daily gamma. Yeah, I mean, you're still pretty spiked there. How's it looking, delta? Oh, that delta's still a little negative here. Yeah, that makes it. I like to see that delta kind of mash up with that gamma. But interesting there. Let me see what else I can find for you. Let's look at some of the contracts coming in. So your highest volume contracts today, so that's going to be mixed right there. You can kind of see that here probably. Up, got that no side volume there. Bid side calls, ask side on the 60s for next week. Those didn't really make a big move yet. Yeah, we can take a peek at Google too. Let me pop over there. I heard something ding, so I just want to pop over here quick. Qualcomm have earnings coming up. Tesla, yeah, there's a lot of Tesla flow coming in, but we're not coming in at the ask, so I'm kind of avoiding that. Let's see. Let's go back to Google here. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of bid side calls. I mean, people probably taking profits, and I see them giving up a lot there. Yeah, Tesla moving up a lot too over the last couple days. It's hard to chase something that's moved up that much. You got that right, simulation. And I'm going to say your Google flow is kind of mixed. Let's see. Yeah, and I mean your bid ask is pretty much spread on your highest volume. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of trading right after earnings just because you have so much volatility too. I mean, unless it's like a clear shot, you know it's gonna work out for earnings. But yeah, this is interesting to me when you have that net call premium up and net put premium down but put volume up. So that's interesting to me. But I don't see anything major sticking out on the flow to me. Maybe those 21 days 150s. And that's hard to tell here how much is actually going to carry over and all that. Yeah, a little harder to tell on that. Let's look at these bid side calls. Yeah. People probably taking profits here. Kind of just want to pop back up here and see if I can see. Yep. Here's your profit takers. Yep. Coming in here. Coming in here. Could be this guy too. Hard to tell. But yeah, your Google, I'd probably say it's mixed right now. Obviously, you're coming in right after earnings. Going to make it a little tougher. Let's see. Can look at some of our flow that came in this week. Not a huge list. I thought it seemed like a lot more for how much we were getting this week. Any VIX flow? Thanks for saving me from doing this because I got to do the flow recap video later anyways. Let's see. Let's look at VIX here. I think it might be under UXY here. Nope. Let's see. A lot of flow today. Let's see. Ask side calls here in the morning. Bid side calls. Huge multi-leg. Let's see what this is. They're saying it is called racial spread. Just kind of looking bid side puts here. So yeah, I'm gonna say that flow's kind of looking kind of bullish here. There's just so much volume on VIX where it's hard to kind of track stuff like this. Let's see, more multi-leg stuff. Bid side puts. Yeah, they're selling puts on it. Selling calls here, though. You got ask side calls here. That's kind of a big one right here. Just about 15-20 minutes ago. Yes, ma'am, I can. Not as much on this one, but let me adjust my filter a little bit. I'm going to say this VXX is a little more mixed here. Not as many trades. What's this big guy right here? Big on the put one there. I mean, that's your big whale right there. I don't see anything else premium-wise close to that. A bid put there. Ask side put. So you got the big whale there on the 5/16/60 put. Yeah, yeah, so two ask side big puts here that stick out to me. So you got it on the 5/16/90 put. And then the one up here, the 160s, so the 5/16/60 put. So those are your two big whales I see on here. And you got that put premium rising here. So, whoops. So it's looking like they have VIX going down a little bit. And keep this open because I'm sure I'll have something else. Let's see, what do we got that came in here? Yeah, a lot of earnings flow. And next week is a nightmare too for everything. I'm looking at that calendar. Actually, I lied. We're going to take this off. I want to pull up the calendar. Maybe next week. Jolts, consumer confidence, a lot of job data next week. PCE, GDP on the same day. Oh, it's going to be a busy week. Non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate on Friday. That earnings calendar. Oh, I hate earnings season. I mean, you got 33% of your, or 36% of your holdings reporting next week. We're into the thick of it. Into the thick of earnings season. Next week's probably going to be a nice little hands-off week for me, except maybe some stuff that already came in, but yeah, next week's gonna probably get us still kind of, I mean, we're still kind of just doing a very loose range here. I mean, we're obviously kind of just chopping between here. So depending on earnings season, we'll see our next leg up or maybe a small pullback. But we'll see what's going on. Not a lot of volume today either, actually. 27. Oh, we're on the Qs. Oops. Well, we still got that gap to the upside to fill, too. I was looking at that. I'm like, I thought we had a gap to the upside on SPY still. Was on QQQ. Yeah, we got this gap up to 554 still. About $6 to the upside. Well, we got this gap down here, too, 529. A lot of gaps. We still got some downside gaps. I know, I'm curious to see how earnings play out. And we do have a couple more gaps here too, some more downside gaps that haven't filled. Custard, what's up? So that 481.80, I want to just mark this so I can kind of take a peek here. Yeah, I mean, we still got a couple downside gaps. Simulation, you think we're going to fill this one down to 433? 433 to 437? That'd be a fun one to fill. Then we got this one too. 415 down to 418. I think we have one more. Yep, we got one more lower gap here too. Yeah. 386 and then to 387. I think that's our lowest gap. Believe that's our lowest gap, yeah. Actually, I think we have another lower gap here, but it's a COVID gap. I'd probably not gonna see that. We got the 318, 319. How about this? This one you're probably not gonna get filled. 267 down to 272. Yeah, that's our low. Oh nope, sorry. This is our lowest gap right here. 214 to 218. Yeah, I probably am. What is it? 85% of gaps get filled. I'm gonna probably say these lower ones in the low 300s probably aren't gonna get filled. I mean, never say never, but you know, that's probably not a good sign if they get filled. Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of a quiet week. But I mean, a lot of calls. I mean, flow was on target again. These Delta, I scalped these things on Monday. I should have held them a little bit longer. 185 all the way up to 365. I should have held them things longer. Same with the IVIT calls. Nice move on those. Crowd, I looked at these this morning and I was like, are you kidding me? 337 up to 19. Just insane. The IWM puts, those made a small little intraday move here. So those came in. Whoops. I'll come back here. Okay, so that was the 21st. I want to come back to the 21st here. And this whale didn't carry over. Because, I mean, there's all your volume on the 21st. Only 12,000 carried over. That whale exited the same day. But that 333 was the entry. Came up, hit 379. It's been about a little over 10%. NVIDIA, this whale got cooked. Whale there, looks like they cut here at about 69. They 329, they only hit 350. Those snow ones, those made a nice little intraday move, but it looks like that whale still in there, and those came in the 22nd. I just want to take a peek at these. Came in here 182, came up and hit 219. I mean, decent return there. Enough to adjust stops up. Nike calls, those were, whoops, let's go back to the 22nd. I mean, those things popped really quick. 58, that 87, and I think they actually, yeah, I mean, they ran that next day too. Hit 104 there. I think 422. Yeah, majority of them carried over. Yeah, that really happy whale there. PDD, these things are down still, but well, looks to still be holding there. Some time on those. Not a lot of volume on them. CRVW, these are kind of flat. 201 there for the high today, 230. Down 10% on those. Obviously, a little longer term play there, 56 days. NVIDIA, I mean, this thing, massive run, 119, 28, actually 325 today. The QQQ puts, let's see, 502, they came up, hit 551. I mean, enough for 10% where you're going to kind of, should have stops on. Yeah, I know it was brutal trying to find flow this week. Nvidia calls again there, 136 up to 290, just insane. UNG, these things are kind of flat here, 151, sitting 141. Obviously, getting longer term play, 84 days. IWM calls from yesterday, 267, 432. I mean, a lot of good trades this week that came in. These FXI calls 98, kind of chopping about that 77. Call premiums up today. How'd we look yesterday? It's up more than was yesterday. QQQ calls today, and I ended up closing. I had my stop on. I think I hit here right before we hit that live, but 346 came up and hit 365. Man, small return, nothing major, but 84 days. CRWV 155 hit 174, and then hit 173 again. Knowing it's a little shorter term, probably wouldn't swing those, but yeah, I mean, that's all we kind of had for flow this week. It's been slow. Hey, Tesla puts, and not that small. We're not doing 155 over the weekend. That's gonna. Oh, here comes some more gold calls. Earnings though. Coin analyst, what's up? Yeah, let's see what we're doing here. I haven't looked at the market. I've been just staring at the flow here. Well, coming back up a little bit. Yeah, just not a lot coming in. Yeah, I do like that new Tide update where you can see that out of the money and the all at the same time. Kind of helps me easily look at what's going on for premiums. I mean, you're in the money premiums pretty much kind of all the way up there. Out of the money flat, out of the money puts flat, in the money puts, or well, all premiums on puts flat, bid side. I gotta pop this in the chat quick too. I mean, just kind of looking, it looks like, I mean, Tesla's your leader today. That's what's popping up your tide. Tesla and Nvidia are your two leaders there for it's popping up the tide. Otherwise, probably be pretty bid side overall. Let me throw this in the chat quick 1 second. Let's see here, market tide. Yeah, your Tesla premiums, let's just look. Yeah, I mean, that's your leader. That's what's pushing up. Oh, crap. Yeah, that is what is pushing up your premiums. Pierre, what's up? Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Yeah, just a lot of earnings flow. J&J. Let's look at these. I didn't. Must have been looking at something when those came in. See how the money 2%. No multi-leg. Not a lot of volume. Kind of smaller premium. Let's take a look. 1887. Looks good there. Looks good there. I mean, that flow looks good. I just wish there was a little more volume on it. But we can post it because it looks decent. Just do another quick little peek here. Yeah, the flow looks decent. Maybe for a little. Nah, I just wish it was a little bit more volume. Yeah, it's for sure opening though. Okay, we'll post it. We'll post it. It looks good. Save it so I can come back to it. Get rid of this, get rid of this. Okay. Let's pop this into the ask side stuff. Not very far out of the money. If it was a little further, I'd probably pass on it, but looks decent for the most part. Yeah, and these, why I'm not posting these, just, I mean, your theta over the weekend. Oh, let's look at these Intel calls. Probably wouldn't want to hold those over the weekend either. A lot of volume on them. Yeah, just a lot of volume. Thing is getting destroyed today, though. Call volume is picking up. 10% off. It's kind of getting high on the multi-leg there, but let's take a peek. Yeah, I like the jump in the IV. See, 142, do we stay up the whole way? Yeah. It's a tough one. It's a cheap play, though. I just don't like it being a weekly because you're going to get hit with theta over the weekend. Probably pass on that. All these MDBs, yeah, a lot of weeklies coming in now. Earnings, okay, let's take a peek. This might be a block trade. Yep. So 6112, nope, that IV drops there. I don't like that. Yeah, that's a pass on that one. Let's just... I mean, that call premium's been up the last 2 days. I just don't like it being a weekly because you're gonna get hit with theta over the weekend. And if anybody else has anything they want me to pull up too while we wait for flow, just drop it in the chat. Nothing ETF wise, really, just those calls. I think those didn't populate for me until I refreshed a little later. 65, they did come up and hit 76. But those were the ones we posted in. Small little move today. Everything else just kind of, I mean, just a lot of mid stuff not coming right at the ask. Like pulling teeth this week for flow. Just like last week. So, okay. We can look at gamma. Let's pull it up. So the gamma channel that I have too. So what I like to do, like for example here, easier to show you this one here about kind of the end of March before we had that big drop. When you're looking at that gamma here, SPY, we were having those big, huge daily drops in that gamma, and price wasn't really following it too much. So then we eventually dropped. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. You're kind of looking for those trends. And kind of even like when we were building up here, you could see we're kind of, those purple bars were getting a little smaller here. They were improving a little bit to the upside. Price didn't really follow, and then boom, we shot up. So we're pretty much kind of in line with everything right now, so I don't really see anything major there. And I like to look at that delta too. Kind of want to make sure that delta's following that gamma. And easy to look at the table here. So I mean, since 416, obviously improvement. Really good improvement there on Wednesday. Little drop yesterday, so can see price was kind of there anyways. And then a little more improvement today, and price might have a little bit more up to go. But pretty much in line. I mean, like it's something like this where you see that price on SPY way up here, and then you're seeing a lot of that negative gamma. You're kind of looking for that difference, if that makes sense. See if I can find one. So like if you're just chopping up here, you're seeing a lot of these negative gammas. Think maybe, hey, well maybe I can get some long puts and wait for a drop. And then same with trying to see if I can find one that didn't make a full move there. I mean, like something like this, you're still kind of chopping, but you're seeing a lot of those higher kind of gamma spikes there. I mean, this is back to June of last year, so not a super good example. It's harder to do it in real time. It's easier to do it over time. So kind of paying attention to that those daily gamma updates helps a lot. But you can see how price kind of follows that gamma essentially. You just want to make sure that delta's pretty much sticking with that gamma. So like a good one was PayPal that we were looking at for you. Like your gamma was up, but your no, it wasn't the what was the other one that you just had me look at? I think it was. Let me scroll up in the chat here. Maybe it was Custards. 1 second. It was a Nike, I think. I think it was Nike. So your daily gamma is up here on Nike. So you can see that price hasn't really followed that yet. So I kind of like to look at that delta. That delta's negative, so that's not matched up with that daily gamma. And that delta, I know Simulation posted a really good breakdown of that in the chat yesterday. Can go back and find that too. But really good breakdown. I kind of what delta is. Excuse me. Ugh. So hopefully that kind of helps you a little bit there, Martian. It's kind of just trying to catch that move before it happens more so. Pop this over here. That FSLR chart was actually phenomenal. I'm gonna pull it up a little bit. I want to go pull up my trading view because that was looking like a good bounce. I'm still waiting for it to finish that head and shoulders here though. Let me pop this in the chat, or not the chat. I mean that. Oh, come on, T-Mobile. I don't care about you. Sorry. I mean that thing. The weekly looked a little better here. I wanted to get back in those FSLRs, but earnings coming up, but oof, we're making it out of that demand zone here, up to 141. And I'm thinking I have to see what happens with earnings. I don't know if we're going to get it, but I know we were talking about it. Simulation, get that next right shoulder there and see if we get it. But a lot of buying this weekend. I mean, I haven't touched any indicators on here. Let's pull up the daily. I want to take a peek. Oh, I see your daily. I was like, I don't see your daily. That's my volume candle. Oh. I mean, hey, you got earnings coming up. You might get your gap fill. I mean, previous earnings, I mean, see what kind of happened after it. I mean, here's your earnings coming up there. I mean, popped and then big drop. Obviously, it's going to be different every time, but I mean, it looks like you always kind of get a little initial pop after earnings and then a drop. Let's take a peek here. This one, kind of a little pop, and then there we go, another drop. Pop, this time we didn't drop. Little pop, drop. Yeah, I mean, obviously things change each earnings period, but yeah, it's tough. But yeah, what a play. I wish I would have held those a little bit longer. I should have kept scalping them like you were doing. I know you kept getting in and out, in and out. I mean, that thing, really nice move on those ones off that weekly, and you're starting, that RSI is starting to move up a little bit. there. just pretty quiet afternoon. Yeah, hopefully we get some flow after earnings on it again too. I really liked playing it. Those spreads kind of suck though on that thing. How we doing back near the high of the day? Oh man, how we doing? That volume's kind of concerning here. I'm waiting for that little gap fill there, and I mean, that daily volume's kind of dropping off there besides our big days there. Getting back to normal volume finally instead of those 200 million days of volume. Let's kind of just clean up the chart a little bit. Yeah, 38 million, I mean, pretty decent volume today. For the normal volume, I guess. Wish we had some more flow coming in, though. It's just like pulling teeth. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. Having the all and out of the money only premiums on there really makes it a little easier to analyze stuff. And I know they're working on a fix because right now you have to refresh for that. Through like the all and the out of the money simulation. Yeah, so essentially before, like, you'd have your two, so like you have just your all, so this is all your premiums, this is in the money premiums, deep in the money calls, deep in the money puts, everything. So this is all options premium. So versus when you look at just out of the money, this is just like it sounds, it's out of the money premium only. So out of the money calls, out of the money puts only. So now they made it so you can see both premiums on the same chart. So like now how I've been kind of watching it, obviously like you can see it's more probably I'd say in the money calls kind of pushing up all the premiums there, because obviously if you look at your out of the money only call premium, you're essentially flat on the day. Your puts are pretty much in line with each other though. But kind of to me it's going to tell you easier to kind of because you have retail too with out of the money, so I like to look at both just to kind of see how strong sentiment is for both. Like right now, obviously I consider this bullish because I mean you got all your call premiums are up. Your out of the money call premiums they're flat, but your put premiums are bid side, and down here your volume's pretty much still up here on calls. So that's all your call volume. You had a little put volume here in the morning, but that dropped off pretty quick. But the one thing I like with Market Tide, I kind of like looking at it on kind of a bigger overview. So I like that 7-day overview because I mean, like when you look at today, if you look at this, you're like, wow, there's a lot of call premium. Whoa, we're going up. Well, you zoom out a little bit, for your 7 days, you're not up there too much compared to like yesterday. So that's kind of where I like to compare it. I kind of like to compare it day to day, so you kind of see maybe what's going to be happening. And then I do my weekly breakdown, and then I do that monthly breakdown. I mean, look at that call premium back here on the 9th. Just insane. But yeah, I mean, a little messier when you go 30 days out like this. I probably would just kind of look at one at a time just so you can kind of see a little bit. It's a little scrunchy no matter what. I mean, obviously you're packing in 30 sessions into one. I kind of like the weekly a little bit more, just where you can kind of see what's going on. And now I like it even more because you can kind of see how premiums are correlating with each other. Like here, I'd say your 22nd yesterday, a lot of call premiums there, good call volume. your puts flat to bid side. So this is bullish to me. This is reading bullish to me. Little put side earlier at the end of last week. And you can see we kind of obviously moved down a little bit on Monday. So that bid side stuff, people probably taking off their puts in there and moving back up there. So hopefully that kind of helps. But yeah, I like looking at it kind of on that 7-day view, but daily view helps too, especially if you're scalping something. And actually, let's see what. I was gonna come and look up something, but I forgot what. Oh, brain fart. Oh, it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I can't even remember what I was gonna go and look up now. But yeah, I mean, pretty quiet flow. But yeah, simulation. Hopefully that kind of helps you a little bit. It's just all premium. So I mean, obviously you have all your traders are in there, so it's kind of hard to know like if it's institutions positioning or just everybody on Reddit grabbing calls. But it gives you an idea of the sentiment of the market at least. Yeah, just kind of one of those weeks where you're just pulling flow or trying to find good flow. He's doing good. He's upstairs right now. Finally got a little upstairs, finally leaving me alone a little bit. It's getting better. Needs to calm down a little bit. I mean, that thing has so much energy. So much energy. Oh man. Might just hang out for another 15 minutes or so. Just we're not getting any good flow, so it kind of makes it boring. Unless anybody has anything they want me to pull up quick, just to kind of get the time going a little faster. But pretty quiet overall today. For once, nice quiet day in the market. I mean, just and a lot of that flow that came in today. I mean, just multi-leg, multi-leg, multi-leg. Oh, I heard a ding. Maybe we get something. Nvidia 28 days out. Hey, this doesn't overlap earnings, so this is interesting to me, actually. She's up another 4% today. Let's look at this flow. $54 pop in that IV. I like that. Let's see. Pretty okay. 268. 559. Yeah, this flow looks good to me, too. I mean, you just look at your last 3 days of net call premium here. I mean, that thing's just on a tear, and you got time, good premium. This flow looks good to me. This is one that's going to get posted. Not a ton of multi-leg there, so I'm not concerned. So, ooh. Okay, that's not previous flow. Okay, we're good. We're good. I mean, that's a big chunk of flow there. But these EPDs, earnings on Monday, nope. That's the one thing during earnings season, too. It's just hard to find super good flow. Wonder if those J&Js are moving at all. Oh, they popped a little bit already. That's funny. Funny how some of that flow moves pretty quick. And it looks like, I mean, might just be one of these days, might be your rejection up here. We'll see. Everything's just so slow moving right now. I mean, equal weight's red today. Let's take a peek here. Look at that heat map. I mean, it's your Meg 7 driving us. Yeah, ooh. I mean, that's the power of the heavy-weighted companies. I mean, can hide a lot of red. I mean, it's not a lot of breadth here. And if I look at, yeah, you're about, I mean, 50-50 there. Yeah, that's interesting. That caught my eye there when I saw equal weight red a little bit. Which we saw that in the tide. I mean, Tesla's your main driver of that call premium today. And that's almost 100 million more than NVIDIA. And NVIDIA's, I mean, up there too. Everything else just kind of lower there. And MicroStrategy has earnings next week. IVIT, obviously, Bitcoin running a little bit. Yeah, everything else just kind of flat. Markets, well, we dropped a little bit. That sentiment dropped a little bit. We were a little more middle neutral yesterday. But that options sentiment is still greedy. Yeah, your market breadth, that's what we were just talking about. We're looking flow. Yeah, just kind of materials getting hammered today. Well, you got May coming up. Be interesting what happens in May. I mean, sell in May and go away, and then usually summer is just kind of a slow little grind up, and then you get September, and September is typically red. Let's go down here and look. I mean, you look at September, and September is just nasty. September is usually nasty there. Be curious to see what happens in September, especially when we were just talking about that simulation about those really lower gaps here. I mean, you start seeing unemployment tick up, you start seeing a recession. You might get some of those lower gap fills, but have to wait and see. And just nothing coming in, and we're just kind of just chilling a little bit. Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's I want to see what happens to the housing market. That's gonna be. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna look at these Netflix calls. Time out quick. Time out. Let's look at these Netflix calls. 516. Another 10 calls. So now, like, these are interesting too. Okay, we got a couple pieces of flow here. We'll go back to the housing market in a second. Netflix calls. It's not a lot of volume. I just want to make sure it's not. Okay. Popping there. That's kind of the big premium there where that IV drops. So I don't like that. Yeah, that IV drops. That's going to be a no for me there. These Tesla's not right at the ask, but we can take a peek. Maybe if it wants to load. Okay, let's try it again. Oh, I'm out of my QQQ calls. You can do whatever you want. These Tesla. Okay, so the Tesla puts kind of look good. And after the last couple days here, I mean, up from 285 to, what am I crazy here? To like 40s, it looks like. I don't know, 249. Oh, come here, hold still. 245 all the way up to this 285. Yeah, these puts look kind of good. We'll throw them in there. Yeah, 88, 87, yep. Those look good. Let's just pick one. Get a screenshot in here. Oh, God, I hate this thing. Doesn't want to cooperate. And those are some further, yeah, a little further out. Let's see. So those Tesla puts look good. Oh, and there we go. We got another set coming in there. So there's your ascending fill. Almost 400K there. And we were looking at, we were talking about the housing market. Yeah, I'm interested to see what the housing market is. I mean, after those existing home sales over yesterday, I mean, that's housing market is not good. Nobody wants to get off their 2% mortgage rates and trade them in for a 6%. It's gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting what happens there. Yeah, might be getting towards the end here. Yeah, that's the one thing I hate about Fridays. It starts to slow down on Fridays. But alright, I might head out. I'll probably still be popping in some flow, but just not getting a ton of flow right now. Gonna kind of wrap up and get ready to do the flow recap here for the week. And then if anybody missed the beginning of this, I'll pop this into the live stream recordings here. But I will I'll be hanging out for another hour. Otherwise, yeah, everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for popping in.